welcome back to the 7-3 Saga, where today you join me on my way down to Central California to pick up a new engine. I'm hoping that it's going to be good. Hopefully it doesn't have any blow-by. Hopefully it doesn't leak too bad. Last time, as you recall, we found holes in pistons in the existing engine in my new truck. So that was a bit of a bummer to find, but also really exciting, because we actually figured out what was wrong with it, right? So I was able to find a new used engine. It's got 156,000 miles on it, and we're on our way to pick it up right now. Just making a quick pit stop. Before I made the trek down here, I picked up a couple of tires to set the engine on so that we can actually get it home without it flopping around in the bed and breaking stuff. Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it's not too heavy, and yeah, let's go pick it up. Big dog came to visit me while I was waiting for my engine. Girl, you're big, aren't you? I don't know what kind of dog you are, but you are friendly. Alright, boys. She is loaded up. How's it sitting? Not bad. That is a big freaking motor to have in the back of this little truck, though, I tell you what. Alright, let's head on home. I'm almost out of gas, guys. I'm in the middle of basically nowhere. But look at that beautiful skyline. Look at those mountains over there. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, that makes up for being almost out of gas. Okie doke, I made it home without running out of gas, so that's awesome. I was able to stop and fill up on the way. Got the engine hoist loaded in the back. It's an absolute spiderweb, Baby Ranger. Sitting a little low. Definitely sitting a little low. But you know what, that's all right. We're gonna head on over to Brian's house, get this thing unloaded, and call it a night. That is a big freaking engine.
Just a wee little 1,000-pound hunk of steel.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, at least Pittsburgh made something nice. Is this Pittsburgh?
It's Pittsburgh.
Hey, there you go.
Harbor Freight, baby. Woo! Alright, folks. It is yet another day on the 7-3 Saga. I don't know if this is a new episode or not, but if it is, hey, what's up? We got the new engine, the new old engine, the old new engine, on the engine stand. And the engine stand barely holds it. So we've got the engine hoist here with a belt around the water pump supporting the front end of it. Brian was bouncing on the front of it to make sure that it would hold. And let's see. There you go. We bent it. We bent it good. What do you have to say for yourself?
My fat ass bent the engine stand, but it did hold it all the same, so to make it one Brian lighter, it should be safe to work on. It held on its own. I was like, oh, let's just put some weight on, make sure it's gonna do that. And it
yeah.
did. Technically it did.
Technically it did.
But also technically I messed up with it.
Yeah, we probably should have been a little more careful about that. All right, we're gonna get this thing torn down. We're gonna get peripherals off, intake off, fuel system off, turbo off, and heads off. Eventually oil pan off as well, so that we can inspect the rod bearings, the main bearings. We're gonna take a look at the pistons, the cylinder walls, all of the above. Make sure this engine is as good as it can be for going in my new truck. And if it's not good, or if there's something wrong with it, we have two engines now that we can smush together and make maybe one good one. So Brian just pulled off the oil drain plug, and it's got a little magnet on it. And I'm sure you guys probably cannot see that very well, but there is very minimal metal on that magnet, which is great.
No chunks.
No chunks.
That is a good sign. Very
a little
good
bit of
sign.
water.
A little bit of water, but there is an open hole in the valve cover gasket right here, or in the valve cover, sorry, the crankcase ventilation. Alrighty folks, heads are off. I have done some solid inspecting. I've turned the crank around into a handful of different positions, and I gotta admit, we have a fairly healthy engine. No cracks in any of the pistons. Our cross hatching is, I would say, across all the cylinders, probably about 85 to 90% there, which is really good. I don't see any signs of a blown out head gasket, any trails or anything. Our freeze plugs in the block there don't show any signs of rust or leaking, which is great. Same on this side. There's a little bit of moisture in there just because, you know, there's still some coolant in the head when I pulled it off. But I looked down in all of the coolant passages, and from what I can see, the cylinder walls all look like they're in really good shape. So for those that don't know, these engines have a really bad habit of cavitating. Basically what that means is bubbles form in the coolant around the cylinder walls, and over time, with the wrong kind of coolant, it can actually eat away at the cylinder walls, which is obviously bad because, you know, you don't want coolant getting into your piston or into your combustion chamber. That's obviously bad. But from what I can see, I looked down all of them. I looked at as many sides of the cylinder walls as I could find, and it looks good. I gotta admit, it looks pretty darn good. Obviously, that doesn't have any bearing on whether or not the bearings are any good. Haha, funny way of saying that. Which is my next port of call, which is going to be flipping this motor upside down, taking the oil pan off, and pulling off some of the main caps, pulling off some of the rod caps, and looking to see if there are any significant damages to the bearings underneath those caps. Guys, I just got the oil pan off of this. I want you to tell me if you see anything strange, aside from that bit of silicone right there. What the fuck is that? There's a fucking bolt just sitting here. What the fuck is that bolt for? And why is it in my crankcase? Oh, that's where it came from. Dude, that's not good. That's so not good, but oh my gosh, that's freaking hilarious. Okay, well, at least we know where it came from. Okay, that's good. Do we see any other immediate major problems? I don't think so. Except that I've made a mess on my poor boyfriend's floor. Sorry, Brian. Looks like all the rod bolts are there. Looks like all my main cap bolts are there. Looks Looks like my piston cooling jets are... I can't see this one. Let's look from the other side. Looks like they are all there where they're supposed to be. There's my camshaft buried down in there. I'll get a closer look at that, but so far from what I'm seeing, it looks pretty healthy. And that one's got a little scratch on it, but not bad otherwise. Let me look from the other side. Okay, a little bit of wear on that one, but otherwise, everything's looking okay, guys. This is really good. I'm gonna pull my oil pickup tube off, which part of that has already been done for me, thanks to engine vibrations. And then, yeah, let's pull those mains and take a look. Okie doke, folks. So I've got mains 5, 4, 3, and 2 loosened up. I did not pull main 1 because the oil pump is right here and I don't want to mess with that right now. So let's start with main 2. I've got a box here to lay everything in. They're marked 2, 3, 4, 5 with little arrows pointing towards the front of the engine. So basically no way to mess them up. And if the bolts are all the way out, okay, that one's got 1 score in it. Let's put that in our box. Let's check number 3. That's got one of our thrust bearings on it. And I don't see any scoring. That's good. Let's check number 4. Minor wear, I would say, but nothing too crazy. Looks like it's been used, but no like definitive score lines in it, like number 2. And let's check number 5. That has 1 definitive score line in it, just like number 2. Alrighty, folks, here is a look at our main journals on the crankshaft. That's number 2. Looks pretty good, nothing significant. Number 3, looking very good. Number 4, sorry about that. Also looking really good. I'm sorry if I'm out of focus. Number 5, also looking very good. Let's take a look at our main caps. Brian is gonna have to do a more thorough look at this because this is not the kind of stuff that I do every day. But you can see that there's a bit of a score there in number 2, as long as like a little wear patch right there. Kind of interesting. Don't exactly know what that means. Oh, is that pitting? Oh, uh-oh. That's some pitting right there, guys. You see that? That is no bueno. Let's look at number 4. There's some horizontal marks there in number 4, which is kind of interesting. Might have been from me knocking it loose. Number 5 has a bit of a score on it. Again, these all have kind of this interesting wear patch. Number 3, I'm most concerned about with that pitting that you see right there, that kind of shiny spot. But we'll have to get Brian out here later on and have him take a look at this and see what he thinks. So it's another day. We got the main caps back on the engine, and obviously the engine flipped back over. I got the rear cover off, water pump, and the front cover off. There's your front gear train. We're in the process of checking our last set of rod bearings, and this is the top bearing from one of the rods, the rod side bearing. Wear patch there, but nothing catastrophic. And pretty much all the others looked roughly the same. Let me see if I can get this one lifted up so you guys can see in there. Yep, there you go, same thing. Bit of a patch in the middle, little scratch, but nothing terribly catastrophic. When we were inspecting the heads today, we found some not so good things, aka cracks. This is the head off of the engine that's currently in the truck. And what happens with these is these injector cups, these circles here, they're pressed into the head, and that's where the fuel gets sprayed into. And what happens is, because the lip on this is so thin, because it's kind of an angled hole, it cracks over time. And these cracks come up towards the fire ring, which is what this larger outside ring is around the valves. That's the mark left from the fire ring in the head gasket. And so when you get cracks in these injector cups, that's obviously bad because that can lead to a head gasket leak. So that basically means that I need to take my heads to the machine shop and get new injector cups put in. Really didn't want to have to deal with taking anything to a machine shop on this project, but there's really no getting around that, because if those cracks keep getting bigger, it's gonna have a head gasket leak. And why is my phone going out the wazoo? Jesus. I guess so. But these are the two heads that came off of our new engine, our new used engine, and we're gonna strip them down, clean them up a bit, and then off to the machine shop they will go.